Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, human beings of all ages, welcome to Vibrations with Vito. I am your host, Vito. Episode 81. Anytime I hear that number, I think of the late, great Kobe Bryant. Put up 81 points. Baller. Rest in peace. What'd you say?
Terrell Owens.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, too. Shout out to T.O. Yeah, my man. I hope everyone's having a good week. You deserve a good week. If you're not subscribed, the message of the week. I always got to give you the message of the week. Kindness is loaning someone your strength instead of reminding them of their weakness. Basically, be kind to people. It's much more efficient than anything else that's going on. Be kind. Lead with kindness, you know? But you're loaning it, you know? You get it back. Loan it. My guest this week is a two-time guest. He's the man. He's the myth. He's the legend. The one and only. P-Mac. Oh, man.
Appreciate that.
How you doing?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
You look good. I don't like the jersey per se, but I respect it.
About to be at the top of the flight in a little while.
Yeah, the season's going a little strange for you. Or not for you. For
second place.
Yeah, right. I just didn't expect Manchester City
to be dropped off like that.
Yeah. They got their ass beat yesterday, right?
Yes, they did.
Good. Fuck them.
Just lost yesterday, and then they drew at the game before, so...
Oh, man.
Looking good for Liverpool as well.
Speaking of looking good, you look good right now.
I appreciate that.
So last time we had red wine. This time we're drinking white. Your choice. We had Pinot Noir last time. This time we're drinking Pinot Grigio. I like the volume up. Yeah, my man. So, folks, hope you're having a good time. Put the volume up. Time for the pour. Sensational.
The only time I drink wine is on Vibrations with Vito.
My man. My man.
I was going to bring my own Guinness to switch it up.
You were going to bring the Guinness?
You know, bringing my culture a little bit.
Facts. Hold on. Let me cheers. I haven't had a Guinness.
Oh, man, so wrong.
Cheers. I can't tell you last time I had a Guinness. That's nice, though. I like that.
It is.
All right. You broke some news last time you were here.
Right.
About welcoming your fourth child into this strange world. How has that been? Her birthday is coming up in April. I'm sorry. Shit. Oh, my goodness.
So, he's 8 months. March will be his birthday. So,
what was April then? We said something about April 6th.
I think that was the due date, expected due date.
Okay, fair.
March 28th. But yeah, 8 months, and he's having one is a lot different, obviously, from having three. But it's opportunity to continue the legacy and help him raise him in the right manner, and
that's right.
Put another good person out in the world.
Yeah, that's what we need more of that. Not enough of that right now.
For sure.
Has parenting changed at all now that there's another?
I would say yes. For the most part, usually it was occupying the three in the past, and now it's occupying the three, obviously, but also like double parenting. Either one of us is with the triplets and one's with the baby, but obviously him only being 8 months, he's starting to crawl a little bit, but nice. Always requires somebody around, and now he's picking things up, trying to eat things, so it's constant supervision.
That's the worst.
Yeah, but so like in that respect, it's like constantly being with him while also keeping an eye on the other three, but most likely one of us has three and another one has just Aiden.
How are the other three now that there's another?
They've been welcoming him in since he was born. Yeah, constantly loving him. Sometimes a little bit too much, like overbearing. Right. Wanting to hold him, hug him, being a little rough with him. But yeah, they love having another little brother.
Good.
And it's just been awesome, beautiful.
Good. So you're still working currently, correct?
Same thing as I was last time, teacher. Yeah,
right. I didn't know if they give you maternity leave or anything.
Nah, I took 2 weeks off.
Oh, right.
To help out my wife, obviously, being us having 3 kids previously, and then helping out at the house. So yeah, but everything's been good. He's been healthy. All I can ask for. Right. It's a blessing, and a very happy kid, always smiling, always laughing.
Good.
Always good vibes. Just
you saying anything yet? Any
Dada.
Ooh!
Yeah, first one.
How'd that make you feel?
amazing. And then to see my wife trying to practice saying mama and him saying dada, it's just beautiful.
That's funny. That's how my nephew is now. My godson, we're always like, so I'm trying to get him to say Zio, and he just laughs. Like, he knows I want him to say it, but he won't say it. So then he'll just be like, he'll say zzz, zzz, and then he won't say it. And then you'll be like, say mama, and he'll go, look you right in the face and be like, dada.
Yeah,
or like, he's just doing it on purpose. Oh, man, that's a blessing. Okay. Aiden is his name?
Aiden Lennon.
All right.
Aiden Lennon McCarthy.
Damn. That last name holds weight, McCarthy.
Yeah.
The McCarthy clan, huh?
McCarthy clan. That's
Yeah. You have like a family crest or anything?
I would like to get that tatted eventually. I'm
boy.
hoping this summer. Yeah.
Where?
My cousin has on his forearm, but I want on my thighs.
On your thighs. Oh.
Yeah,
Is that the trend now? A lot of men getting thigh tats.
I think it's just being a soccer player, being a football player, having high shorts, visible. I don't know. I was informed by actually Steph's cousin, a friend of mine, Kyle Mary, said to start with the legs, and this way, if you don't like them and it's too painful or you don't want to continue, at least nobody can see it. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So before the upper body, start there. But yeah, the McCarthy crest and the Liverpool crest right on the other leg.
Damn. Did we advise the boss?
Yeah, I asked her about it. She says that we got to save up some money. Obviously, right. I'm serious, but when I have the opportunity, it's a hundo. It's happening.
Fair. All right. Well, best of luck. I hope it's not too painful. I'm terrified of tats. Like getting one. I don't judge anybody.
Right.
I only judge you if you got face tats. I'm sorry. I just can't help it. I'm gonna judge you if you have a face tat.
If you have a face tat, though, it's like you're like a hard MF or
maybe, or you're dumb. One or the other. It's like there's one or the other. I know this guy who has. I don't know this guy, but I know of this guy who has "Pray for Me" tattooed on the back of his head, like the biggest letters you've ever seen.
Well, maybe need some prayers.
Yeah, but write it on a piece of paper or something. You know what I mean?
I used to work with this one dude. I think he did some time. He had guilty or not guilty on the back of his neck, meaning most likely he
did it. He was guilty. Oh, that's terrible.
Not guilty, yeah.
That's terrible. I saw this thing. We were talking about guilty or not guilty. There was this guy in the 60s, maybe the 70s. He went on a game show.
Okay.
Did you see that? His name is the Game Show Killer. So he went on like these dating shows, or one singular, excuse me, and he looks like a creep. Yeah. So he was a serial killer, but when they set him up with this girl from the show, she was like, he gives me the creeps and blah, blah, blah. He was so weird. He was asking me all these weird questions. They like somehow investigated into him, and they found he was a problem. And
so he's a murderer?
Yeah, and he was going to try to kill this girl.
So he had multiple murders probably.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he went on the show pretending like he was,
Normal.
A-okay, yeah. Terrible. I don't understand. The human brain, I want to know how it works sometimes for
me too.
Specific people. Here's a question for your teaching career. Have you noticed anything between this current generation of students versus maybe when you first started teaching?
Great question. All right. So, yeah, I do. Obviously, like looking back, so I started back in 2011, obviously 12 years from now. Technology obviously plays a huge part. A lot of the social media apps. I always remember, like, back when we were in college, you could only get Facebook if you were in college, you know what I mean? Now, kids could get their hands on anything. Think about all the social media apps out there. You got Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and kids Snapchat, are accessing these things at such a young age. So there's a lot of cyberbullying, things that go on, a lot of those trends that might not always be the most positive. And I think that kids are just losing out on just valuable family time, just appreciating their family. Also just being respectful, Like back in the day, like when we were younger too, like if something happened embarrassing to us, like, we might take a little while to get over it. But now somebody posted on the internet or somebody tries to expose somebody else, like that's on there forever,
Yeah.
It takes a while for these kids to get over that, So that's, I think, like, the sense of respect is not obviously the same. the sense of just family value, family appreciation, and spending time with their family, and just it's just a lot of attention-seeking behavior. You know what I mean? It's a shame, like, because then you question yourself: is this the personality that this kid's trying to portray, or is this the personality this kid's trying to portray for that social media app? You know what I mean?
I agree entirely. I think so you've been able to see it in a different way.
Right.
I think social media is a problem.
I agree.
For everybody, adults that are on there or the kids that shouldn't be on there.
Right.
What state banned TikTok? Was it Montana or Mississippi? One of the ones that begin with an M. But they banned TikTok in that state, and I like it, but also it's just like now they're just going to flock to another platform. And almost here's the reality: like if I see a specific TikTok, I'm most likely going to see that same video on Instagram.
Right. And what do you think about age restriction then?
I like that a lot,
Yeah.
because I don't think kids should be there. I don't think anyone, like if you're in high school, or let's say 7th, 8th grade, you know, your stuff's starting to happen to your body and all that anyway, so I guess like maybe that's the cutoff,
Right.
or high school in general, but no 9-year-old or 8-year-old should be scrolling on TikTok and just
Right.
seeing women shake their rumps or like people fighting. Like you shouldn't
Right.
see anything like that on
Like
social
it
media.
normalizes negative behavior, you know what I mean? And you know, like that's why I appreciate when you see someone on there who is a positive influence, and you know, you could tell those people that are just doing it for the camera, or if that's their actual life they're living
Right.
every day, you know what I mean?
And then they have to live with that. Like that's probably
Right.
tough to live with. Like I'm this way here,
Right.
and then like behind closed doors, this is really how I am.
Right.
That's got to be tough to live with. You know?
Absolutely. I mean, they have a difficulty, you know, with their self-identification, like what,
Right.
you know, their self-identity, what they actually are, and they start wearing, like you said, like they're considering themselves in front of the camera, or is that how they normally are, or am I just doing this for attention? Then you start having mental health battles, like, you know, like instead of just being yourself every day and being, you know, appreciative of, you know, the person,
The moment,
who gives you
yeah.
that, you know what I mean? Yeah, and appreciating the moment. for sure.
Right. I have come to realize that for my posts specifically, like on social media, when I'm positive and promoting positivity, that doesn't sell as much as stupidity.
Right.
And that's where
Or
it's
bring
all
somebody down. You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah. Like if you let's say I really hated that jersey, and
Yeah.
I just said it looked like crap.
Right.
That might sell more than being like, yo, you're a, you know.
Right, showing appreciation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
like stupidity sells more than positivity.
I agree. And that's one thing about me. It's just, you know, like, especially like on Twitter, like, you know, being like the only major app that I use, like, you know, I
Good.
reach out to anybody, giving them props, and I might not even know the person, but I'd rather, you know, send somebody positive love than just, you know, kick
You're
them
good
down,
for that.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
I like when I see like a post and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then I see like it's you right underneath it, like saying, yo man, I like what you do,
Right.
or yeah, I like that.
But then, like,
Goes a long way.
You can also sense yourself when you're like getting in that negative range. Like when it comes to sports, especially, sometimes I'm like, man, you know, like that really bothered me. I have to say something. But then, you know, like you don't ever know what like what's happening to that person behind.
For
you know?
sure.
And that's the thing. Like, just like if you have in my personal experience, if you have the opportunity to better that person's day, why would you not take that route, or why would you not rather say something positive to help that person out? You know,
Because they might have needed it, you know?
yeah, absolutely.
Like I had someone that I didn't know at all on TikTok message me and was like, I needed this message today. And I was like, it made me feel good. Because I'm
Absolutely.
like, you know, I put it out there for the hope that it would do that.
Right.
And then seeing that it did that, I was like, well, that makes me feel good.
Coming on here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when I come on here, it really,
it helps
this-
me.
yeah.
Some of the episodes that help me. I mean, you know, like just to pass the time too, like whether I'm doing dishes or doing something around the house and just occupying my time. And that's one crazy thing too, is podcasting in general. Like obviously we talked about this last time I was on here, has taken such like
leaps.
Yeah, leaps and bounds, and that really got me through my parenting. Like people ask me all the time, like how I got through triplets, and a lot of the time when they were sleeping or they needed feeding, when I was like lacking sleep, that would keep me up. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and if I needed to stay up and I was sleep deprived, I would listen to podcasts help me through, through it. You know what I mean? Regardless of of what was going on. You know?
Right. Yeah, I'm grateful for these. Not mine. Like, I'm grateful for that I'm able to do this and I have fun doing this all the time. But I mean, like, podcasts in general, because they help me to pass the time,
Right.
too. Like, sometimes, like, exactly what you said when I was emptying the dishwasher today, and I'm like, should I listen to music that I've heard a million times? Or let me see if, like, somebody had an interesting guest on and blah,
Right.
blah, blah. Joe Rogan had Daniel Cormier
Yeah.
on. So I'm like, I like both of these fellas.
Right.
And I was just listening to them, just talking about not just MMA. They're talking about, like, life, and
Yeah.
that's how I learned about the game show killer thing, because
Okay.
I heard that
Rogan.
today. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I love Joe Rogan. And one of the things I just looked at too, I was seeing who he was interviewing, because I don't know if I said this last time too, but Sean Brady is my favorite UFC fighter.
yeah, the Philly fighter.
Yeah, he just fought over the weekend, and they mentioned the commentators mentioned that he's going to be on Joe Rogan podcast.
Wow.
Because he got that win, and I know he's a big fan.
Wow.
And I don't even know the dude, but he's from Northeast Philly.
Right, yeah, you
Love
support
it.
him.
Yeah, and I think about that. Like, he had a goal, got to the UFC. He admired Joe Rogan. He showed
Now he's
his
on
love.
he's
and now
going
he
to be
might
on
be
the
the opportunity to be
biggest platform.
Yeah.
Like, Joe Rogan has the biggest platform.
on, for sure, after Vibrations with Vito.
And I wish, maybe in a few years. But no, seriously.
Subscribe.
Yeah. So he had to win the fight to get on Joe Rogan?
No, I think that he just
Help.
he was undefeated, and then he lost one fight to Bilal Muhammad, and then
Yeah. I remember watching that. That was bad.
yeah, one fight. That was one fight, and then he battled through a lot of injuries and things like that. But
Right.
then he won again, and he's like he mentioned before, like, one of his goals was to get on there. You know what I
That's
mean?
dope.
How much admiration he has for him.
That's
and,
dope.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
love seeing people achieve what they want. I love
Right.
seeing people do anything.
Right.
Like a guy I had on the podcast, his name's Steve. Shout out to Steve.
Shout out to Steve.
He had a movie. He was in a movie on HBO Max. And he's been an aspiring actor probably since I've known him. Like, he's always wanted to get into theater and film. And he's so, like, goal-driven, and he's always, like, posting videos where, like, it might not get that much traction where he wants, but, like, some people like him a lot. And he got this position and this role. It made me happy, you know? Like, some people might see that and they're just like, oh, this MFer, like, and they get jealous. I'm like, I'm the most supportive. I don't
Right.
care what anybody's doing. If they're making crap music, if they're doing a bakery, I don't care. I'm gonna support it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to support people that are doing something that they care about. So
Right.
shout out to Steve.
Shout out to Steve.
Yeah, keep doing it, because there's a bigger role out there, and they want somebody like you. So keep working.
I'm always extra careful about putting that one on there.
No, you're the best at that.
Well,
Let me tell
I
you
first
that.
did it first, and then I saw a little look like that was a little too rough. So.
We're Rough Riders over here, you know what I mean? So last time at the end of the episode, we talked about who we wanted to meet in life. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I remember saying Mike Vick, and since the last episode, I met Mr. Michael Vick.
Did you?
Yeah, he had an event at like a meet and greet at Oxford Valley Mall, Dynasty. I think that place is called
The card
Dynasty.
store.
Yeah. And it was, one line was for autograph and one line was for the pictures, and I was like, I want a picture, cause like the autograph, I'm not gonna sell it. I want this picture of me and Mike next to each other. So I came prepared. I had my cousin's cousin make up Vibrations with Vito business cards, and that was the sole purpose of it. I wanted to give Mike one, and
Did you get to give it to him?
I did get to give it to him. He shook my hand, he dapped me up, and he told me to. So I walk up to him. First thing I said, the greatest of all time. I don't care what nobody says. And he goes, my man. He dapped me up. We took the picture. And it was like they were kind of doing quick stuff. And I was like, nah, you're going to have to wait a few seconds. A few seconds. I give him the card. And I go, bro, I just started a podcast. I said I would be honored to have you on. I would never ask you anything that's going to put you in a weird situation. I just want to give you your flowers and have you on my show. He said, my man. And he pointed to his homie. And he said, talk to him and give him all the details. And I'm like, great. So I had me and the dude had a good conversation. He wasn't like just trying to, blow me over. Yeah. So I'm talking to him, gave him another card. I gave Mike a card and I gave him a card. And I just said, all my information is right there. Just, if he's actually interested, reach out to me because I'm serious. I said I wouldn't ask him anything about anything that's gonna make like I was like I'm not gonna ask him anything about the dogs. Like he's already talked about all that stuff.
I would love to see him on here. That'd be such a come up for you.
It would be like a goal. That's a goal. We were talking about people achieving their goals. That's a goal. But so I haven't heard anything, nothing like that. But I don't know if you saw my post on Twitter. I saw that he was on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, and
Ryan Clark's corny.
I forget. What'd you say?
I said Ryan Clark's corny.
He is a little corny.
He's always hating on.
I can't remember the other guy's name. Channing something. I can't remember. He was a defensive lineman. Anyway. Mike was on there, and Fred Taylor had the original 2004 Madden with Vic on the cover.
Yes.
He had the disc, and Vic was trying to buy it. And I have it.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I was like, yo, I'll give this to you for free if you come on the pod. And it caught a lot of traction, caught a lot of views, and a few people liked and stuff, but he didn't do anything with it. So, Mike, come on, Mike. Yeah, it is what it is. But so I want to say that because I met him, and after we talked about that, so my top 2 that I wanted to meet, they're already check. So I don't know. You said Chase Utley
and Allen Iverson, I think.
Yeah, and what was the Phillies player? Schmidt?
Nah, Chase Utley. Yeah,
I thought you said Schmidt, but I know you did say Chase and Allen Iverson.
Yeah, I mean, Schmidt was
be
before
cool.
my time, so I don't really have a connection with him, but I know I talked about it last time, but Chase Utley just his cool demeanor at all times.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's what I always, compare it with footy. Like, who's going to go up and take the PK? Like, if you transformed him into a soccer player, he'd be the guy. He's
Did you
cool,
ever take one?
Calm.
Did you ever take a PK in a game?
I don't think I ever did. Just being a defender was like rare.
Tough,
like, you're like,
unless you were
let's call it a defender.
Precise,
You know what I mean?
I took 2 in my lifetime.
Really?
Missed the first one I ever took.
Really?
Good save by the goalie. I didn't miss it.
Yeah, I take a good penalty though.
Second one, I drilled it
because I haven't ever taken one, and I'm just in practice. I'm just no pressure. I'm like
mid game. Yeah, mid game is different than like a shootout. I've taken them in the shootout, and that's
okay.
yeah, and I've knocked down the ones in the shootout. I've never missed one in the shootout, but live game, I missed one and drilled the second one. Second one happened the same season, and I was pissed. I was like, I missed the first one. This is a lot of trust, they're letting me take it again.
Right.
I was like, I'm just gonna hit as hard as I can.
That's good coaching.
Yeah, facts. Good coach, my man. Shout out to Jeremy. On the topic of sports for a second, the last time you heard the Phillies were in the middle of a World Series run.
Right. And we got a big football game coming up this week, though.
Bro.
So I always come on here in the tense moment.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. So that night that you came, the Phillies, they lit it up. I forget who they were playing. I think it was the Braves, maybe. But this is 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, it was 2 seasons, wasn't it?
And it was right after Halloween. I think we were playing. You're making me nervous with all these coughs, by the way.
I apologize.
It's okay. I still love you.
I apologize.
No, I
got a cough, but
we killed it that game. I remember I had we were talking about the bets we had in, and my bets hit that game. But the Phillies won. Obviously, they didn't win the World Series. They lost to the Astros. And then, we were playing the Padres. We were playing the Padres because it was the.
I'm trying to think of the matchup. I just can't.
It was the Padres for sure. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
And then, this run just ended abruptly.
That was 2 years ago.
That one against the Padres, yeah. And then this season just passed.
Right.
And this is my question to you. Which one was more disappointing to you? The World Series loss or this postseason losing to the Diamondbacks?
I mean, this postseason losing to the Diamondbacks because they were the inferior squad. And we had all that momentum. It was just like, it was our bounce back. We were getting our get back.
Right.
And to lose in that fashion, we had it. It was 2-0. And
I was at game one.
Where were you?
Oh my God!
How much you pay for them tickets?
Huh?
How much you pay for them tickets?
$0 because my sister and her husband, they had season tickets
Angela?
and they bought shout out to Angela. And Dane, my brother-in-law. But it was that was an electric experience. I did not want to go. I was really going through a lot, personal stuff, and I don't know if that's why they wanted me to go, but I was like, I said no. And then I really didn't want to go, and then they came pick me up.
How could you not go to a playoff game?
I'm telling you, I was really...
You were down in the dumps?
I was down in the dumps.
No.
And that game, we lit it up. I've never seen a bet hit live. I put 50.
I remember you texting me.
I had 50 on Bryce RBI. He smacked the homer.
Yeah, I
and
remember.
then
What'd you get? 150 or something like that?
On that one, and then I had like a $70 parlay when Trey Turner scored the run. I had recordings of both those that I'm gonna keep forever.
Yeah, you sent them to me.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this too.
Go ahead.
So speaking of Angela, so I didn't get to talk about this last time. But
Oh boy.
When we were in high school, I was a jokester, always messing around.
Good.
And I told Angela that I was messing around and asked her to be my prom date, and Phyllis will be able to remember this, and Angela will remember as well. And she said yes. But I was like, just like
joking around,
and also didn't think as her being, what's the age difference?
3.5 years.
Yeah, 3.5 years. And I think like she was like, yeah, I would have went. And I'm like, man,
wow.
I was an idiot for.
Do you want to apologize right now?
Yeah, I do. Angela's the best. Love her on Twitter. Haven't seen her in years, but. And I just maybe she was just joking with me and she was just being nice, and I was just being an idiot because that's what I was in high school. But
maybe you really hurt her feelings and she's still going through these emotions
But I wonder if she remembers that.
Oh, well, we're gonna see now. But that's funny.
She'll skip over this episode probably.
Nah, no way. That kind of reminds me of a moment I had in high school. So we had a foreign exchange student. Her name was Susie, and no one talked to the foreign exchange students. I always made it a point to try to talk to everybody.
Right. Same.
The quote unquote class weirdo, the people that don't talk to anybody, I would just be like, "How you doing?"
Give them a chance.
Yeah, how you doing? What's going on? Anything new? But the foreign exchange students, I was like, "Let's see what's going on with Susie." Right. And then I remember asking her to come to homecoming with me.
Really?
Yeah, being serious.
Did you go?
No, because she was like thinking I was joking and I was gonna make a joke of it, and I was like, Susie, I'm being serious.
She attractive girl?
No. It had nothing to do with that.
Not physical attraction.
She was a very nice girl, and it wasn't anything like that. But then she was like, she had to call her parents in South Korea and be like this, and I was like, it's not that serious though. Like I'm not. But I was like, You can do whatever you want. You want to ask them, blah blah blah.
I respect that a lot.
And then she ended up just respectfully saying no. She was at homecoming. Did
she have another date?
She did not. She stayed with the foreign exchange students. They were like in like a little circle.
Right.
And but I like made it a point to like go up and say hi to her at homecoming. Dance? And I was like kind of like going towards that. Maybe she'd want to dance, but then I was like, maybe she'd thinking I might want to date her at that point. So then we did a little,
I mean, think about that in high school. You're just trying to like mix it up, like try and be nice to everybody. You don't want to send mixed feelings, but at the same time, you're being respectful. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I felt it was I wasn't trying to be like a jerk or anything, but I think that's what she thought. Like I was trying to make fun.
Because maybe a lot of people didn't approach her in that manner.
I don't think anybody did.
Right, and she didn't know. Yeah. She's like, she had her guard up. It's high school.
Shout out to Susie.
Shout out to Susie.
I have no idea where I have no idea. No. I wish I had her on social media.
Have her on the pod.
That would be great. Because honestly, so many questions. What is it like coming from a whole different country?
Right.
To come in here.
Language. How was the English? All right.
Her English was okay. Yeah. It wasn't.
So she wasn't struggling to communicate. She was doing pretty good.
Yeah. But I remember that she was like saying like, I gotta call my parents, and I was like, I mean, go ahead, call them. I'm like, I'm not asking you to be my wife. I'm asking you to go to homecoming. But no, that was.
Put your guard down, not worrying about your reputation. You're like trying to do a good thing.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing. Like reputation don't mean nothing. I think if you know how you are and what you stand for and your morals and how you go about life, that's all that matters. Obviously, like people's perception of you matters a little bit, but at the end of the day, like the people that you want to show who you actually are, like they know.
Yeah.
Like the people that actually know me, they know me.
Yeah, you're a big quote guy. What's the one? People who matter, care, and those who something like that.
People, I'm a what kind of guy? What'd you say?
The quote guy.
Oh yeah. I love.
What's the quote? People who don't matter, care, something like that.
I don't know. Have I said that quote?
I don't know. I feel like I might have heard it on here, but it's one when I hear, I always appreciate. People who don't matter, don't care.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to Google it and we could just take this out.
Google it up.
The people that mind don't matter, and the people that matter don't mind?
Yeah.
Is that what we're...
Yeah, I like that.
I like that a lot.
Care Say
You know who
Say it
said
again.
this quote? Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, love it.
The people that mind don't matter, and the people that matter don't mind.
I love that.
That's
People
real,
who
though.
matter don't mind.
That's yeah. No, for sure. That's real.
People who matter don't mind.
Yeah.
Love it.
Ooh, we got real deep right there. That was real. That was real.
So you
though.
never heard that one?
No,
Put
I
you
don't
on.
think so. No.
Dr. Seuss spitting.
I appreciate you.
Spitting wisdom.
Theodore, Mr. Theodore Geisel is his real name.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Um,
Facts.
They're banning some Dr. Seuss books in children's school. How do you feel about that?
Corny.
I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. I
So
almost
now they
cursed
don't
right there.
get to be exposed to the things that, like,
The good
positive
stuff.
lessons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Positive morality. Just because a few people were offended.
I never read those books thinking anything other than this is just teaching me basic things.
You're not analyzing it in the
As a kid,
literal
no.
terms
No shot.
as a child.
One fish, two fish, blue fish, red. You know.
Yeah.
Great. Now I know how to count.
Green
This
Eggs
is
and
blue.
Ham.
Yeah, Green Eggs and Ham, one of the best books I ever read.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Like how the Grinch stole Christmas. It's a great message. He was a terrible person due to circumstances. You know, they treated him poorly. He treated them poorly as a reaction. Then he learned what true love means and community means. And then at the end of the day, he was the best, right?
It's kind of similar to Cindy Lou. You know, Cindy Lou gave the Grinch a chance, and that's how the Grinch.
Shout out to Cindy Lou.
Yeah, shout out.
You ever seen what she looks?
Similar concept. No, I just.
You ever see what she looks like? The actress who played Cindy Lou in the.
No.
Oh my God, she's a gothic emo girl, and she's like, I think she's a rock singer.
Really?
Yeah, it's a crazy transformation.
But just the concept that everybody can't stand this guy. He smells. You know. he does
yeah,
this,
his
he
hands
does
are cold
that.
and clammy.
And
Yeah,
Cindy Lou didn't care. You know.
right. She saw the good in
Because
them.
those who matter don't mind, man.
Those who mind don't matter.
That's yeah.
I like it. I like that a lot. That might be the message of the week. You know, obviously lead with kindness and stuff, but that was nice.
Yeah.
That was real good. I saw this yesterday. I don't know if you did, but you know who Brock Lesnar is, correct?
Yep.
All right. Maybe the most freakish athlete the world has ever seen.
Steroids.
Yeah. Yeah. But did you see anything about his daughter?
No.
So his daughter, didn't know he had a daughter. She set the record for the shot put distance at Colorado State. So I saw the video, and then this next slide, because there was two slides, so I clicked on the slide, or swiped on the slide, and she's Brock Lesnar's daughter. And if you can just picture Brock Lesnar with a wig, this is exactly what she looks like. She's 260. She's 260 pounds of just muscle, and she's just...
He was a really good wrestler back in college.
And I don't think he was doing steroids then.
No,
but
he
when he
was a
got to the
monster back then, too.
WWF/E,
Monster.
oh my God, he was definitely what's this muscle called right here?
Trap.
Okay, his traps weighed as much as I do. Like but then he was an NFL
Physical
player.
specimen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then he transitioned to UFC,
He didn't
and
do
he
too
was
good, but
the
he was
real.
good on
What do you
it.
mean? He didn't do too good? He was a UFC heavyweight champion.
Was he?
Hell yeah!
He got champion.
He beat the shit out of Frank Mir. He beat Heath Herring.
Did he? Ever
He
get the
beat
champion?
Randy Couture for the title.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I don't remember that.
Oh my God. I remember being so excited because I was like, I know, like at that point, I was like, this is where they do the real fighting. And he's crazy for jumping in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
He had a belt.
He had a belt.
All right, we're gonna
He
have
lost
to-
to Cain Velasquez. That's how he lost the belt. But dude, he made an impact on the UFC. Like
Yeah, I remember fighting. Probably maybe the end.
his
towards the end of
last
his career,
fight
he wasn't-
is when he was off the juice against Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was off the juice for
What happened?
sure.
What was the result of that?
They banned him for a year.
He beat the crap out of him.
It was unfair.
Yeah.
Like Mark couldn't do anything because he just
Yeah.
kept grabbing him and
I think
ragdolling
he took
him.
him to court for that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
They let him in there, juice to the gills.
Yeah. He could have killed him.
He
too.
really could have.
Could have killed him.
But remember, his first fight was against Frank Mir. He beat the shit out of him.
Frank Mir's a good fighter.
Frank Mir caught him in a leg lock, tapped him 1, 2, 3. Brock's next fight, he beat the shit out of Heath Herring, won. And then they gave him Randy Couture. He beat him, got the title. He beat Frank Mir in the
Rematch.
for the title. And then he beat Shane Carwin.
Okay.
Shane Carwin's first loss came to Brock, and then he fought Cain Velasquez, and he lost.
Yeah.
And then he lost to Overeem, too.
Yeah. He's another one.
Ubereem, they called him when he was off the juice.
Yeah.
I miss the days when they would just let people do steroids and fight. You know what I mean?
Dude, That's some cheating stuff.
No, I
It's
agree.
like T.J. Dillashaw did when he was.
Right, he's a snake.
Whatever
though.
happened to him? He's a weasel.
Yeah.
He's
What
a
would
weasel.
Connor say? Snake in the grass, eh?
Exactly.
No,
But now he's a hypocrite because who knows what he was doing, getting extra. Ball.
Connor, you ever see his
Yeah.
head?
Husky as
Nowadays,
hell.
his head still is off steroids. You know what I mean? Like from the neck down, he's starting to look like his regular weight, but his head is like he's
But then
220.
he wasn't testing what you saw.
He got out of the pool. He's smart. That's what he
Yeah.
is. He got out of the pool so they wouldn't test him,
Yeah.
but now he's back in. So like,
Well, now they're doing away with USADA.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works though. Like,
I think
what-
they're just. I don't know if they're bringing in another like type of agency or what.
Okay.
But yeah,
I wonder if they're going to be
having
more
dudes juice
strict.
up like that. I don't know. You
But
could
so-
kill somebody, man.
Here's maybe a hot take. I like people doing that stuff when they're recovering from an injury. Connor snapped his leg in half.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's doing that stuff to obviously he got huge. I was seeing those pictures like he looked like he was a light heavyweight.
Right.
But I think that's good for recovery.
What, doing steroids?
Not doing steroids. Well, maybe doing steroids, but like
Nah, man.
for
You have
your
to rehab just like everybody else and get your body.
they don't
right.
give you steroids when you
No.
rehab.
No, they don't give you steroids when you rehab. Not when you're rehabbing
You
legally.
you suffer. No, I'm talking legally. Don't they give you steroids when you're recovering from anything? The doctor, don't they give you steroids?
No, I mean I've had injuries before that didn't require steroids.
Did you snap your leg in half?
No, but when I was training jiu-jitsu, though, I thought I tore my labrum.
Oh, I didn't know you were
Yeah,
hitting the
that's
mats.
that's why I was so into it. Had my blue belt.
Damn.
And I had my kids, and then I just couldn't
The
keep
ass
it.
whooping had to stop.
But my shoulders still like I got caught on an armbar. Still remember, and
Bro, those are
I was being prideful and I didn't tap. And this dude was a purple belt. He knew what he was doing. He just kept extending my arm, and I thought I tore my labrum. I had a what's it called? A sling and everything. Like I couldn't move my shoulder. Like, and I thought like I had to get like X-rays and everything, and it never proved to be a torn labrum. But it was a difficult injury. But yeah,
I'm sure.
I think there's injuries that they're not giving it, letting you juice out.
I hear you, but he snapped his leg in half. Give him the juice to recover, not to get in the ring and fight somebody.
Right, but
Like, that's-
how long removed now is he?
Oh, he's a few years, no?
Yeah?
When did that happen? At least a year and a
that was
half
Dustin
ago.
Poirier, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it probably was like
Maybe
2
two.
years ago. But he's such a.
I want him.
I mean, he was my favorite fighter, and then
I
it's
think
just
he's-
like all this stuff that he's doing. I'm like, lost respect.
a little bit of respect I have lost for him
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I still think he is what's the word? A mogul? A mogul for the UFC? Is that the right word?
Mogul. I don't know.
A pioneer, maybe.
Oh, yeah,
The better
okay.
word. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he put a lot of people
sure.
on the map to watch the UFC.
Oh, especially all of Ireland, all the Irish
2015 was, a great year in general. But for him especially, like I was so like this kid is
fighters. All those
gonna,
Irish fighters, man.
right. Yeah, who's another?
Patty O'Houlihan was back in the day, a little redhead dude.
I remember him. Is
Ian Gary's.
O'Malley, is he?
Sean O'Malley? No. He's
He's
not
not
fighting out of
Irish?
Ireland. He's probably Irish, but it's not from Ireland.
Okay. I like him.
The other dude, I forget his name.
He's a bum if you can't remember his name.
Yeah, he's the dude that won the UFC, the Ultimate Fighter twice.
How do you do that? I thought you could only be on there once.
Hey, put him back in. And
All right. Remember when Kimbo Slice on the Ultimate Fighter? Are you that type of a fan?
Yeah. He
Okay.
did.
My
Yeah.
man. That was when Quentin Jackson and Rashad Evans were the coaches.
You know Jorge Masvidal was
Hell
used to
yeah.
train with him, like in the streets.
Yeah, I
before.
remember, dude. I remember, like, obviously, I don't know at the time, but I used to watch all those Kimbo Slice fights, and then I remember seeing a clip where Jorge was one of the fighters,
Right.
like before Kimbo fought. And I remember watching that, but didn't know this guy's name's Jorge, blah blah blah.
Right.
But Jorge is,
What a great fighter he was too.
yeah, he is.
And,
Was
Right.
he retired? I think.
retired. Yep.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I like when they get out of the game when they can still formulate sentences and stuff.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean?
That Ben Askren fight's still one of the craziest fights I've ever seen. We were watching it at the bar.
Oh
My cousins now.
That was quick. That was quick.
You take a sip of your drink and the fight's over. You know?
Oh man, what was crazy about that is afterwards when he was just like he like got on his knees and he was like slamming the mat, talking shit to him, and he's
Yeah.
unconscious, stiff as a
There was
board.
a lot of shit talking before that fight.
Oh, I know.
For it to end that way.
I remember it. I can't believe that. Like, he
Yeah.
really ran full speed and need
Had to be
him
one
in
of the
the
quickest
top of the
fights
head. I think
ever.
it is, no?
Yeah, I mean,
Might be. But okay, well, we were talking about Brock Lesnar a few moments ago. You're a big, you were a big WWF guy, correct?
back in the day.
Back in the day. Me
Back in
too.
the day.
I don't like I stopped watching in like 2010, 11. That's probably fair to say. But so I want to ask you, your Mount Rushmore of WWF / you can even throw some WCW guys in there. Were you a WCW guy by any
I
chance?
mean, I watched it.
Yeah.
You know,
Which one did you like more?
WWF.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So give me your Mount Rushmore. And
I
if you
would
don't
say
know, Mount Rushmore's 4 presidents. Yeah.
Stone Cold, Sting, Undertaker, Bret Hart.
Whoa, I like it. I like that. All 4 of them, I like it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different generations. Oh, I guess they're all kind of similar generation, but
Okay.
but that
Ooh.
was like my prime.
Yeah.
That generation, like
All right. If you had to give me a 5, let's say there was 5. Who's your 5th?
Mankind.
Ooh,
Some great
shout
fights.
out to Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Yo, 3 characters. People don't like think about how tough.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, he was 3 different: Mankind, Cactus Jack, and
Mr. Saka?
Dude Love.
Dude Love?
Dude Love.
Yeah.
Oh man, I loved Mick Foley. He definitely wasn't like a technician, but that man put on a show like nobody else.
Yeah. Love them.
The Undertaker, Mankind, Hell in a Cell, my favorite match
Right.
of all time. And
Right.
it was just so brutal.
That's the one where they fell through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't supposed to
Crazy.
happen. Did you know that?
No, I
So
didn't know that.
so he was supposed to throw him off when he went off the cage into the table. That was planned. When he chokeslammed him through, that was not supposed to happen. That was not. And then he was unconscious. He generally was unconscious in the ring. I've
Really?
seen him talk about it. The
he
springs
die?
broke.
He died, right?
No, Mick's still alive. Shout out to Mick.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Mick. Come on the pod.
Yeah, please. Big fan. Huge fan. But so when he fell through, the chair fell with him, and the bottom of the chair hit him in the mouth, and 3 of his teeth gone, and the one tooth was in his nose. If you remember the rest of the match,
He was knocked out?
Yep, for the first like 3 to 4 minutes after
so
he
he
went through.
recovered.
Yeah. And then they continued. They
I
kept
don't
saying
remember.
like, "Yo, let's cut the," and he was like, "No, I'm okay." And the rest of the match, he had his tooth in his nose.
Wow.
And they were like, they kept saying, "What is that? A booger in his nose?" Like JR, Jim Ross,
Yeah.
best commentator of all time.
Yeah.
He was like, "No, he's got a booger in his nose." Blah blah blah. That was his tooth. Yeah, it went through his lip and in his nose. He don't get the credit he deserves. Mick's top 5.
Love him.
Okay, my top 4. I like your top 4 a lot. I want to say Undertaker has to be the greatest, I think. He's not my favorite, but he's the greatest for longevity reasons. The best character. He was able to go, like, he was the dead man. Then he did the American Badass when he was coming on the bike.
Right. Incredible.
Yeah, he did the change. He was over, like...
Tone setter.
Yeah, had to be, like, over 25, 30 years of being in the business. Unbelievable. So, Undertaker, Stone Cold is my favorite. He was probably the biggest box office attraction. I hate to say this one, but he did so much for the sport. Hulk Hogan
Okay. Yeah.
has to be on the list for me. He wasn't my favorite. I don't think he did a lot in the ring or anything like that, but he was such an attraction. When he went to WCW, he brought a lot of that audience over there. Maybe the greatest heel turn all time when he joined the NWO.
NWO,
Yeah. And then number 4, I'm going to throw Ric Flair in there.
Okay.
Because, like, that, when people say Ric Flair, they're like, oh, the wrestler? And it's like, woo! Like
Yeah,
that.
They know who he is.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's won the most championships. Like, obviously, like, it's all scripted and stuff, but what did he say? 16-time world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
My man. So, that's my 4. Your 4 is, I like your 4. Sting was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I like WCW for 2 reasons. I loved Goldberg, which obviously he did nothing. He was like a one-trick pony. Yeah, spear and a jackhammer. That was it. And then Sting was just like, he encapsulated a lot for me. I liked Sting. I always wanted to see Sting and Undertaker. I never got to see it. But it is what it is.
That's how you and I like chopped it up when you were young.
You liked
I still
you
remember when you were in the driveway. I think when I first came to this house.
Yeah.
And you were youngin', and Phil's was like, "Oh, this is my little brother. He loves wrestling." I'm like, "Me too, man." We both told me.
Yeah, you always used to bust my chops because I like Stone Cold. He would be like, The Rock's better.
Yeah, I probably love Stone Cold just to mess with you, but I was just messing with you.
Because it was always 1A, 1B, which they are. I think they had to be. At that time it was 1A, 1B, but Stone Cold just...
I love Stone Cold.
The
I
Rock,
was definitely messing around with
The Rock
him.
gave up on the business too quickly. He was like, Hollywood's calling, I'm leaving.
Yeah, talk about a real inspirational dude, though. I mean, all the stuff that he's done. He's just a great
The
dude,
Rock?
though. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
ton
The
of
Rock.
service, ton of donations.
Yeah,
Reaches out to people, you know what I mean?
Nothing negative to
Regardless.
say about
Yeah,
Dwayne.
Great dude.
You know?
People's elbow.
Yeah, one of the best moves, you know? That one where he was wearing a suit and he had the dress shoes on and he like slid across to do the...
Yeah.
Legendary. WWF was the best.
It was.
The best.
Like, think about that. Like, that's a TV show that people would watch, and they would, and it was like a family-oriented thing. Like, a lot of
Yeah.
kids and their dads would watch.
Right.
But, like, I mean, obviously there's kids now, but now these kids are just, like, God forbid you ask your son to watch that with you rather than be on his phone for 5 minutes. And that to an hour. You know what I mean?
Like the kids now, they got John Cena to look up to. Like I like
He's
John
still on
Cena. I don't know. I don't watch.
Yeah.
I know my nephew is huge into it because his parents are still
I don't
huge
even know
into
the
it.
big guys now. They'll say I'm like Roman Reigns or something. Like,
I know
these
him
dudes.
because of my nephew.
Okay.
And he's related to The Rock.
Is he?
Yeah, they're all
I don't know.
Samoan.
Okay.
So like that, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then Johnny doesn't know The Rock like that.
Johnny
So I'm-
doesn't know.
You know who he knows though? Hollywood Hulk Hogan, because I
Right.
have the action figure upstairs. He's always playing with him. But I'm like, dude, you don't know. Like he
Yeah.
led the NWO. That was a big deal. Blah blah blah.
And what a like just cultural experience
Shift,
back in the
dude.
day,
Yeah, right. Like I always think like the WCW was like the West Coast. Like they were all like that. Tupac,
Yeah.
Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, and WWF was the East Coast. They were like the grimy,
Right.
yeah, like I don't know. I was a big WWF guy for sure, because my sister Angela was for sure. Angela, I don't know why I'm saying Angela like you don't call her Angela as well, but yeah, I loved like Kane, one of my favorites. Scared the shit out of me always.
Right. There was a lot of them dudes that were scary when we were younger.
Dude, Undertaker, Phyllis still gets scared. Like if
Yeah.
I roll my eyes in the back of my head, like Undertaker taught me how to do that.
Yeah. I'd
Then
be
when I
scared
when
too.
I found out I could do it, I used to do it to Phyllis just to get her, like the EBGBs. But Stone Cold definitely my favorite. To me, he's the GOAT. But I just got done saying the Undertaker's the GOAT. He is longevity reasons. But Stone Cold, bigger impact, short amount of time.
Love Stone Cold.
Yeah, man.
Love Stone Cold.
Oh, the best. Okay, so we talked about the Phillies. We talked about. I really wanted to get you to tell me your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers because I remember we shared that in common when I first met you when
Yeah.
you were in high school.
You were young.
Oh, dude, I was super young. If you were 16, I was 6.
That's probably our first conversation.
About wrestling for
Yeah.
sure. And I remember I hated you right off the bat because he was
I
like,
love that.
You were saying, I love that. You were like, oh, The Rock's better, and I'm like, no, he's not.
Probably just an instigator. You know?
For sure. Which I like that. I respect that. But the Eagles play huge game this Sunday.
Huge. Let's go, Birds.
Let's go Birds for sure. One of my best friends, Jarrett, is a diehard Cowboys fan.
Man, sorry to hear that.
I say it to him. Sorry to hear that, because they go through so much.
Where's he from?
He's from Levittown, Pennsylvania.
Hate to hear that.
Yeah, his mom is an Eagles fan. Him and his brother are Cowboys fans. I don't remember which. I think a family member is a Cowboys fan, and that's why they are Cowboys fans. But everyone else is an Eagles fan. His one uncle is a Washington fan. Can't get mad at that. Nothing to be mad at,
So when this airs, it'll be after the game, though.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Jared, told you.
Yeah. Told you. You have a projection?
Ooh. I think the Birds are gonna recover, man. We can't be punched in the face like that and not bounce back. I'm gonna say 27-17. Birds.
27-17.
I think we have a good margin. I think we come out firing. Blazers firing.
We have to. I thought we came out firing on defense last game. And then
Yes.
the offense didn't. Our offense loaded, but they don't execute the way
I stand the coach. You probably see it on Twitter all the time.
Brian
Ragging on
Johnson?
the dude. Can't stand that dude.
But I read somewhere that Sirianni does a lot of the play calling.
I think that they're trying to delegate the blame to Nick Sirianni.
Because Brian Johnson sucks
but he's
so
in a
bad.
game. You see him with the play call. You're going to tell me that Sirianni, is putting in his plays. And also,
Run the ball.
I like Sean Desai a lot. If you do some background check,
Yeah, he's not bad.
He got his doctorate at Temple. He's a Philly dude. He coached at Temple for a little bit.
My man.
But I think he's doing it like superb job, especially with the linebackers being who they are, and they're just terrible. But now we got that.
They're below average. Let's not say they're terrible. They're below average. It's a better way.
Right, and they looked terrible last week. And Darius Leonard coming in, I think is going to make a difference.
I'm not calling him Shaq Leonard. I'm not going to do it. His name's Darius.
Yeah,
that's like me telling you my name is Vito, but call me Steve.
Right, but that's like Darius Slay is, and he's emphasizing that he is Slay. I'm like, you're Darius. Right?
No, yeah, right. I know you.
But Sean Desai shut them down. I was like couldn't sleep last night, and I was doing some research, and because I saw that Jimmy Kempski came out and said that that the Eagles aren't running the ball in a positive manner, and that's why they should stop running the ball or should be passing more. Basically, is what I was getting out of it. And there's a ton of blame going to Sean Desai, but Sean Desai, he forced 2 3-and-outs, and then on that third drive, he should have only allowed 3 points. And then, if you remember, it was that offsides, and then they gave him the ball.
Yeah, that was big.
As a first down, and then they scored that touchdown, and that changed the dynamic of the game, and they scored 6 straight drives. But it should have been
unbelievable.
They had 2 3-and-outs, and you're telling me that the Eagles couldn't score or put anything forward in that first half? Absolutely shut them down in the first quarter.
I think it was from you
and most of the second quarter
on Twitter that McCaffrey did nothing.
Right.
But then the second half,
his first 4 carries were -4, 0, 0, 0, 0.
And then he had he finished with over 100. No,
93.
93. Okay.
Yeah, 93 yards. Yeah, watch it back.
But I like
you should have a Birds game. Bring a pod to the Birds game.
We should do a pod during the Birds game.
No, bring it to as a like a pregame thing, tailgate.
Oh, to the game.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be crazy. Have the fans come just say something. Ooh.
Yes. That would actually get some subs.
Yo, and that's not hard to do. We could definitely bring this pod mobile.
I would love that.
Yeah, I would like to do it with you, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Ooh, maybe next year?
Maybe next year?
One of the first games because it's freezing outside. Freezing. And literally every Sunday it's raining. Like I can't do
That's
it.
true. Last 3 games have been raining.
For real. And last Sunday I was supposed to put up Christmas lights. Couldn't do it because it was pouring.
And it's cold out there. It's cold out there.
Right. But, it was a Monday thing, so we put the lights up on Monday. What a bum ankle, by the way.
Big game this week. Go Birds. This is a win.
Yeah, I'm tired of hearing, Dak this, Dak that. Dak is an average quarterback.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Mike McCarthy is a terrible coach. Dak Prescott, terrible quarterback. Or mid quarterback, like you say.
Average. I think he's average. He's slightly above. He's definitely mid.
So Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott, my theory is as long as them two are together,
we're good.
We have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, right.
100%.
You know what? That's
they should have won that game. We should have lost.
Inter fans saying we don't have to worry about Milan as long as Pioli is the head coach, because Pioli. But I always say, Milan's roster is not that good. That's why Milan is not that good.
Now let me tell you something.
Please,
I don't know how much time we got left. I don't know. Gone overboard. All right, just keep it rolling.
Yeah, please.
I put in a future bet for AC Milan to win the league after you and I talked about after Pulisic went there, and my man is doing his due diligence.
Why did you do this? Why did you do this? You came on this podcast to tell me that Milan's gonna win.
I put
the
a
league.
Future on them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Fuck them. Take
win.
Your cash out. But take your cash back. They're not winning.
Where are they at in the table right now?
4th?
Are they?
Or third or 4th? They're not first or second.
I haven't watched enough Inter to put my money on them. I haven't watched enough, but I watched
on
AC
Inter?
Milan.
We are. I'm not. This is not because I'm a fan of Inter. They are definitely top 3 in the world in Europe right now. Top 3.
Who wins Inter Liverpool if they play each other?
Currently? Ooh, that's a tough.
And it's crazy because Liverpool doesn't even have a chance to prove themselves because they're not in the Champions League.
Which is
disgraceful.
But hold on. Winning the Europa League doesn't make you happy?
It doesn't.
Why not?
It just doesn't do anything for me. It's like
I think that so people downplay the Europa League, and I don't like that.
It's like the NIT, man. It's like not in tournament. We're not in. We're not in the Champions League. We should be in the Champions League.
Yeah, last year you guys
perform well. We have the depth to do it.
You definitely have the depth and the wage bill and all that to do it.
And it's like us not being there is just like we're just playing these clown squads, and I'm like beating them 4-0.
Yeah, beating the shit out of them, which you should be doing. But I think
United's in there. United's 9th or something
in the Champions League,
and they're 9th in the Premier League or something like that.
They just beat Chelsea, right?
Yeah, Chelsea's 9th, and they're like
7th.
Yeah,
Manchester United stink.
And they're in Champions League, and we're not.
They stink. Okay, well, they worked harder last year than you did.
They did.
That's all that is.
We had a lot of injuries. We did have a lot of injuries.
That's life.
And this year,
that's
our
soccer.
team is almost
football. Yeah, does that bother you when people call it soccer? Because it bothers me. And I just did it because the people listening.
Because I feel like I have to, because I watch so much English Premier League that football is so natural to me, but I feel like I have to change my rhetoric because people are like, what, American football?
Yeah.
I'll never forget. This is like the epitome of like my lifestyle and American culture as far as football, soccer is concerned. I went out to a bar with my wife's cousin and my wife's cousin's husband, and we went to Garage in Fishtown.
All right.
And we went to watch the U.S. men's national team, who I was excited about because they were playing in the World Cup qualifier. It was early in the morning. It was a 10 a.m. game, and it might have been 12 noon game. And I said, do you have this channel, I forget what it was, to put on the men's national team game on? And the guy's like, are you American? And I'm like, yes.
We're in America.
And I'm like, yes, that's why I want to watch the men's national team play football. And you, idiot, want the NFL on.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
oh, it's a Sunday.
Yes, that's why I'm here. Yeah, it was a Sunday. And he's like, he asked me if I was American because I wanted to watch soccer, football, instead of American football. And I'm like, yeah, actually, that's the reason I'm here. I'm watching America play.
You know what's funny?
It's disrespectful.
My uncle in Italy was trying to ask me to explain what football, like American football, is to him. He goes, I try. He goes, I don't understand. It's just a violent sport. And I was like, I understand.
Barbaric for sure.
But I was like trying to explain it, and he just wasn't like.
And one conversation, it's impossible.
Yeah, no, it isn't. Like I wanted to be like, we need to watch, and then I'll pause it and be like, do play by play.
10 yards.
Yeah. Like you see that yellow line, you need to get there, and
that's what when people say that
it's
about.
Tough. It's tough.
People say that about football, European football, and they don't understand the rules. I'm like, it's not. Like how much? It's not that difficult.
No, it's not.
Like offsides.
They just don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to learn.
I don't understand offsides. All right, well, when this guy's in front of that guy, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Bang. That's like the major rule.
And then someone was trying to tell me like, doesn't that make it harder? And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. What do you want this sport to be easy?
Right.
Like if I could stand 15 yards behind me, all you gotta do is kick the ball to me. Then I'm 1-on-1 with the goalie. That's a goal.
And you know what my biggest thing is when people are like, what am I going to go there for 90 minutes and watch a 0-0 tie? First of all, that doesn't happen all that often. It's rare. It's a rarity. I mean, it does happen.
I like that you thought Fulham and whoever they played were going to tie, and they won 5-0.
No, I bet Fulham. I
thought you didn't tie.
That was a parlay, right?
Oh, yeah. I
bet Fulham. It was draw no bet, but I bet Fulham to win.
All right.
And then I bet the Brentford game to go, Brentford, whoever they played, to go over. And then I bet Man City
over.
And Villa over 2.5 goals. So and Man City didn't score.
Yeah, finish 1-0. That's crazy.
But that's exactly my point. That's what I was getting to, is that people are like, you'll go a whole 90 minutes and watch just no goals. But I'm saying, when you do see that goal, when you do see that one goal, that is magic. Yeah,
it's a lot.
You know what I mean? That is like you see when that ball goes in the back of the net, like that one time, and it's a close game like that, there's like no other feeling, you know what I mean? What other sport is one simple score that valuable, you know what I mean?
Fair.
And hockey.
Someone could argue the New England Patriots versus Chargers last game was, what was it, 6
This
to
game,
whatever?
Thursday night, these two teams are playing. They
Oh.
might not score more than 10 points.
Dude, the over, I wanted to smack it for some reason.
The over?
The over, because it was so low. It's
What is it?
24?
Should be 10.
Should be 7.
Because Kenny Pickett's out and
And Jones. It's Zeppy.
Jones is out too.
Yeah, it's Zeppy and Trubisky.
yeah, I mean they
good.
But I do want to hammer the Steelers in this game, which I didn't because my account's at 0. I've been on this.
I'm up. I'm super up.
Are you?
Dude, the last 2 nights, me and my homie Jared, the Cowboys fan,
Oh.
we missed on a 13-leg parlay and a 16-leg parlay by 1. The first one, Josh Hart, 2 assists. He had 1.
What would you have?
He had 1. The Josh Hart one was, I did 30 for, it was $900.
Wow.
And then the 16 one last night, Tobias Harris could get 10 points. And that one was 25 for 700.
Wow,
That's
there's some big legs. How'd you pick those legs,
Dude.
Get that many legs. You
So,
guys
a lot of
combine?
honestly, no bullshit. A lot of research. Looking at people's last 6 to 7
you
games.
didn't put me on to them, man. I would have been right in there.
I sent them the failed results
the
to
video,
you,
yeah.
which is good because
Yeah,
I'm
always
glad
gonna
I
send
didn't.
me a fouled result.
All right, so the next one I do, I'm gonna send it to you beforehand.
I bet.
I will. I
25
promise.
legs or how many legs?
16 and then
16.
13,
Wow,
and missed by 1 on both.
I can't even hit a 3-legger.
And all of them hit except for Josh Hart 2 assists, and I tweeted at him, piece of shit. Like, come on.
It's so funny when some of those pro players release their DMs and what them people are saying.
Yeah,
like,
good. Tell them what I'm saying to you, because this is outrageous.
Did
You
you
can't
DM
get 2
him?
assists. I'm putting it on Twitter, mainstream. I
Yeah.
want everybody to see it.
You can't get
stink.
2 assists. You can't pass the ball.
Right. You're selfish. He had 8 points. Stop
love Josh
shooting.
Hart,
Pass
he's
the
a
ball.
man.
I don't like him anymore. Villanova guy. I liked him
Villanova,
beforehand. Jerk. And Tobias Harris, I told Jarrett, I was like, dude, I don't want to bet on Toby. He's like,
That's what you get for
he said,
being
nah,
in.
he said,
town
nah,
with a
he's
Cowboys
due.
fan.
Nah, he's due, bro. He's due. And I'm like, you know what? He is due. He's 10 points.
He's due for a fucking trade, that dude.
But yeah, we got to trade him.
Ship his ass out.
Give me Levine.
Levine.
Straight up.
Caruso.
I'll
Give me
take
some
him,
Caruso.
but they don't want to get rid of
Who's a
him.
dog?
Who?
Pat Bev's a
Oh
dog.
my goodness, the definition
Shout
of a
out to
dog.
that great podcast also. Pat
Yeah,
Bev.
what's that guy's name? He
Pat
doesn't
Bev will roam.
Rome.
Will roam.
Rome. Yeah, I saw that.
R-O-M-E.
I saw that he said he wanted He asked him who the best power forward is of all time, and Pat Bev said no question, Timmy.
Tim
And then
Duncan.
Rome said, "Man, KG, man," and that I'm in the opinion of saying KG.
Tim Duncan was a specimen.
Okay, but listen, time out. This is what I want to say. If KG was on the Spurs, we're seeing the same success, the same volume. KG was more of a dog on defense, and energy-wise was more of a dog in general. Timmy was a product of the system. You put Timmy on Minnesota, same results.
a good
Playoffs every year, they're not getting past.
That's a good point.
KG was an MVP on a team that didn't deserve to be anywhere, and they haven't been anywhere since he's left. And he left in 2007.
Speaking of Rowan, I saw him at the last Eagles game. I dapped him up. He was
Good.
I was bathroom line outside.
Did you wash your hands
No,
beforehand?
he was outside. He wasn't even in yet. The line was so big. It was the Commanders game. First time we played him at
shit.
home, and I was like, "Oh wow, Rowan." I got my beers in that day, so I was
Not a
I was
Guinness.
feeling it. Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, what's up, Rowan?" I knew him my whole life. What's up, Rowan? Oh, what's up, man? That was it.
Do you know how old he is? How old is he?
He's my age, 35.
He don't look that. He don't look-
He graduated St. Joe's Prep.
Interesting.
Philly dude.
Right. Good. Respect.
Pat Bev's a dog. Though. Pat Bev's a dog.
Yo, Pat Bev is me and
Love him.
one of my best friends, Greg. We would talk about it
Greg
all the
Lutz.
time. Like, yeah, shout out to Greg
I
Lutz.
love to have a beer with Greg Lutz. Love every pod that he's on.
Yeah.
Still remember the AC pod where he gave the lady outside, or he bought somebody a coffee outside.
Yeah. The
Love
Ed
that.
Duncan.
Cracking up, yeah.
You know what's funny? That episode was my most watched in 2023.
More than mine?
Hold on, let me say this.
Yeah, hold on.
On the streaming platforms, listening only.
Listening.
Yeah. So when you know how people do like their Spotify Wrapped, who their top 5 artists
Right.
was for the podcast, it told me my number 1 episode was 55 featuring Greg. And that was pretty cool. And that was the episode that he told that story on.
Yeah.
Well, Greg's the best. I think you know his older brother Chris, and you definitely know the Donatellis though.
Yeah, Donatellis are my boys.
Right. So their boy is Chris Lutz, and then Chris is the best. Chris has been on this podcast. I gotta have him on again soon. Yeah. Anyway, Pat Bev, me and Greg were always saying like, one day if he could come to the Sixers, oh my
he's
goodness.
Built for Philadelphia.
We were saying this 3-4 years ago, but that's exactly what we say. He was built for Philly.
Yeah. Love him.
I really do. He brings so much to the team.
Yeah. He embraces that fact that he picks up his teammates. You know what I mean? Like, what was his one quote? Your favorite player wants to play with Pat Bev or something like that. Like that's he truly feels that way. Like no matter who he plays with, he's gonna make them better. And that what a like leadership quality that is. You know my favorite?
Who?
You
Talk
guys
to
tell
me.
me.
Talk to me.
It. My favorite Sixer.
Oh, Melton.
Yes, he is my favorite Sixer. I'm always a fan of the underdog, and people hate on my man. Plays defense.
They do hate on him. I don't know why.
Scores. He's always available at the end of the game. You know what I mean? He's always fighting. He always looks tired. Because he's just always fighting. He's always giving it his all.
I like Melton. I never had anything negative.
People were talking about trading him. I'm like, nah. I don't
for who? What are we? Who we getting?
Who we gonna get for him?
Yeah. No, I like him for sure. I think maybe the expectation for some reason was too high.
Right.
But I think he's exactly what we need in the team. Yeah, I really do. I like him.
He can hit the three. He can take you off the dribble.
And he's a good defender.
He plays defense. Some dude was trying to chirp me. I came right back at him the one time.
Good.
They beat the Lakers. He chirped me and said, "Dan, what defense does D'Anthony Melton play?" And then I went to the Lakers game, and that one guard had like over 8 points or something like that. Shut him down. Won by what? 42.
Shut him down. Oh no, shut up. No, I really I like Melton. I don't like Tobias. I've said that
There's anybody, man. It's a shame. Trade that dude for a crumble cookie, man.
No. I've had so many people. Let me say, not let me say so many people. A few people have said when it comes in the playoffs, he's always producing. He's not producing the way his contract should say he's producing.
Yeah, what are they watching? When does he ever produce?
Right, like 12 points. I should be excited. 12 points. He couldn't even get me 10 last night. He got me 6.
Those crumble cookies are enticing, man. I'm serious.
Dude, I'll take 3. Take 3 for Toby.
Yeah, 3 for Toby.
No, that really just rubbed me the wrong way. That whole contract, because it was like we should have gave that to Jimmy.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, it was definitely a mistake. But we're not getting rid of him. We're not trading him.
I don't want
to
blame him for obviously the contract. He was getting his money.
The money.
Right.
Yeah, his agent is one of the best agents ever for getting him that contract.
He got his money, and now we have him. It's just his game is just frustrating.
Garbage. No, for that contract is garbage.
Somebody said it recently that hit it nail on the head. Like when he starts missing, he gets frustrated and tries to get more into the game, and he just keeps shooting and he keeps missing. Yeah, it's more frustrating.
Get to the rim or something. Right. He can't do much. I'll tell you what, Toby 2 assists hits almost every game.
Does it?
Almost every game.
I'll put the legs on.
Before we close out, the Inter fans on Twitter are real. They're getting at it with the Arsenal fans because Arsenal's talking a lot of shit.
What is the connection there?
Right. I don't really remember. But it was like the Invincibles. Remember that? The Invincibles? Yeah. That year, they lost to Inter in the Champions League. So, like, on Twitter, they're like, this was your best team ever, and you guys lost to us, and blah, blah, blah. Right. So they're going back and forth. And you pose a question, what would happen if Inter played Liverpool? At this moment, I would say Inter would win.
Yeah, of course you would.
If it's a let's say two legs. One game, if it ends in a tie, it ends in a tie. No. 2 legs, I think we win because we play a style that is so.
I have to watch more Inter.
You do. You really do. You should because of me. Anyway.
Yeah, I should. Just so
I watch Liverpool.
Do you?
I do.
EPL. I mean, it's more available though.
No, it's not. For me, no.
Well, you have the channels for it.
I have Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah.
And I mean EPL is on,
on the USA most of the time. Yeah. So like, what was it? Yesterday, it was Manchester United.
Yeah, the games were midweek.
Chelsea.
I love this week. Yeah.
See, I wish Serie A would do that.
Yeah.
Like just in the middle of the week.
Maybe in the future, you know what I mean?
Dude,
especially with that American presence over there. Yunus Musa.
No, you're right. There's a lot of American players all on Milan. And they stink. Dude, Pulisic.
They do not stink.
I don't care what anybody says. I don't if you say Pulisic or Pulisic, he's not that guy.
He's been scoring, dude.
Has he?
Scoring. Give him his credit.
Was he have four goals? I saw that one where Frozione, where Magnon hit it all the way.
That was that touch. Bring it down like that.
Tough. That was a tough touch. Good touch.
Milan will be up there. They'll be first and second by the end of the year.
They're not going to finish first, second. It's going to be Inter or Juve first and second. If we don't win the league, Juve is going to win the league, and we'll finish second. There's no one or the other.
How many points is Milan back?
6.
6 back.
6 or 7.
That's not too bad. 7.
They lost to us 5-1.
Yeah, all right.
That's all you need to know.
That was early in the season.
No. Oh, it was, but that's all. Dude, we play them tomorrow. 4-0. They stink.
What do they say? Forza Milan? Yeah,
Forza Inter. I can't believe you have a bet on Milan to win the league.
Tell all the family in Italy, this is for you, Forza Milan.
No, I love how he's putting his fingers like this. They'll have Forza Inter. I think we win the league and we make a really strong Champions League push.
The only reason I support them is because they have that American presence. And,
Milan's
from PA.
Is he?
Yeah.
Where?
Hershey.
Oh, fuck him. That's too far away.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's from Hershey.
And where's Musa from?
I had no idea.
You tell me the name Musa. I'm supposed to think Buddy's from.
I think he's originally from Italy, but he has American citizenship.
And he chose USA?
I think so.
Bum. That's how I think. He was like, am I going to play on Italy or am I going to play on Milan?
He was questioning himself, like, am I going to play in the World Cup or am I not? Because
Italy didn't qualify. Fair. We stunk. The good thing, by the grace of God, we were able to qualify for the European Championship to defend our title. We had to go through the gauntlet. But did you see our group by any chance?
I didn't.
We're Spain and Croatia and Albania. That's a super tough group.
Is that the group of death right there?
I would say so. Italy, Spain, and Croatia.
And I think I saw the England's group. They're like a walk in the park. I think.
Probably. They usually do that. Like they'll give Belgium.
Belgium's nice. But you called that last.
I did. They stink every time, dude. Every time they fall short.
Yeah.
Every time. They do. They always do.
They just have so much talent. I just don't get it. But
they don't.
You were right. You were 100% right in that World. That's what it was. The World Cup.
And Argentina won. That. And you said France is going to win, and I said Argentina was going to win.
Yeah, and they were in the final.
Yeah, it was the two of them.
Just two.
You want to know? You were talking about AC earlier too. That morning, I was on my way back from AC. It was my birthday weekend, and Argentina and France played the World Cup final.
That was a hell of a final.
When I got home, the second extra time was ending, so I was able to watch the shootout.
Wow.
And
I watched that game. I went out for that game. And
that was special. That was special.
That was like one of those finals. Like, wow, we'll remember that for the rest of the
for sure. That was just great competition. That's what I want. I want
to see Messi win too. That's beautiful.
That was big. Shout out to the GOAT. He's the GOAT. We were saying that like, you said he's the best player, which I agree. Best goal scorer, different story, in my opinion. Best goal scorer is Ronaldo. Best player, Messi. Does more for the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does more for the team.
That's what you want.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was that weekend is when I was
That's
coming.
how long it's been, man.
I kept just right. That was 2 baseball seasons ago because you were here when we were. That was episode 34 when you were here.
Yes,
we said something about Roy Halladay. Yeah. We were. That was
2022 was the World Cup, right? And it'd be 2026.
Yeah.
2026.
Are you gonna try to go?
That's probably gonna be outrageous prices.
Who cares?
Dude, my wife and my.
You're right. So speaking of who cares about the prices, my homie Jarrett, he was like, "You want to go to the Cowboys-Eagles game? It's in Dallas. Yeah, it's in Dallas." So he said this about a month ago. And I was like,
what do them tickets look like?
At that time, they were probably like 2. Now he said they were like 6 or 7. So I don't know.
6 or 7 for the flight or for tickets?
Tickets.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's not including the flight. It's out of the question.
That's like a G, easy.
For no money.
Right.
Or for no reason. Yeah.
Right.
Like let's say the Eagles win. Even if they win,
Yeah.
I spent $1,000 to come watch them win.
Yeah, that'd be beautiful though. My dad was at the Super Bowl.
When they won?
When they only won, they won.
No, you said the Super Bowl. I don't. There's been plenty of Super Bowls.
No, I thought you said like the one. My dad, the one they won. Yeah.
He was there.
My dad was there. Man.
He didn't want you to come.
No, he got tickets with his best friend.
He said, "Fuck my son."
Nah, he would never. It was crazy. My dad's friend got the tickets, and it was post playoff game, and we watched that game together. Like I said, we watched that game before the Super Bowl together, and we were driving home. He drove me because I had a few beers.
Yeah,
and man. He's sober, and he drove me, and he said, "Pat, I'm not gonna be able to watch the Super Bowl with you." And I said, "Oh man, why not?" Like I thought he had something. He's like, "I'm going."
Oh,
yeah, broken tears. Merrill moment. He gave me his ticket. I have it plaqued in my basement.
That's dope.
Legend.
That's super dope.
Yeah, the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
We're gonna see another one. I promise. I have
what do you think this year, man? We gotta get there this year. You don't think so?
Dude, I don't know.
We have a lot of...
The 49ers are so good. Like, people are always talking about, like, it's the Cowboys. It has nothing to do with the Cowboys or the Eagles. If the 49ers at top peak... we just saw what they did. They beat the Cowboys. They put 40 on them. They put 40 on us.
My thing is, like, if we don't win this year, I don't know, like, salary cap and things like that, we're gonna get rid of some players. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit of a rebuild, you know. It's just... I
wouldn't say rebuild, but maybe patching up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going to need a lot of patching up.
Yeah, if we don't win this year, yeah. Like, Kelsey's probably gone.
Absolutely. And then, like, can we pay, like, the defensive players? Can we, like, the offensive line? Like, what's going to happen with them?
Oh, we might be in trouble.
Yeah.
That's why we got to win.
This year.
Go Birds. Fuck the Cowboys.
One game at a time. This game.
Oh, man. This is going to be tough. It is going to be tough. It's always tough to play the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know? But what can you do?
And what's your prediction? You said... I gave you mine.
Yeah, you said 27-17. I think it's going to be high scoring. I'm going to go 31-28. It's going to be close. It's going to be real close.
Jake Elliott comes in at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I'm texting right then. Like, dude, you call this.
So, but hold on. My last episode I was talking about the Inter-Napoli game. I said 3-1 final score. We beat Napoli 3-0.
Napoli's corny. I told you, man.
You said corny. I didn't see. I don't feel that way. I think they're a good team. I
bet them in that
to lose
against Madrid. I bet them +1.5. So they couldn't lose by more than.
And they lost 4-2, right?
They lost by 2 goals. I'm like, man,
I'm always close with my predictions for some reason.
Real Madrid tore them up, man.
Even with all those injuries.
They look like a man down.
Even with all those injuries.
Yeah.
They have a ton of injuries.
Nice.
I
hate them, though.
I say that all the time. Like, no matter who they have, the club is the club. They're always going to be right there.
Yeah.
But so, 31-28 is my prediction. You said 27-17. So we obviously come back to this.
Bet.
I want to say I appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy life.
Subscribe to my man.
Yeah.
Mike Vick, come on.
Yeah.
Mick Foley.
Yeah, Mick Foley, anybody. Oh, man. No, for real. Time flies. We're having fun. I have no idea how long we've been talking, but I don't care. I've had a great time. I appreciate you. God bless you, your family,
hit me with
your
that
wife.
Let's close out on that.
Time out. Yeah, let me read it because I don't want to butcher it.
Shout out to your family as well.
Yeah. God bless you.
Love
Steph is her name?
Steph, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Steph.
Yeah, for letting me be here.
Facts. For giving her permission.
Putting the kids to bed.
But let's leave you with this here. The people that mind don't matter. And the people that matter don't mind.
Let's go. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Ciao for now.